Welcome back to NH Unscripted. My God, it's cold outside. I got up this morning, it said -8 on my back porch. -8.
Get up later, it will be warmer.
This old man doesn't get up later. Nice try. You are listening to NH Unscripted. I am your host with the bunny slippers on, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios. My God, it's cavernous in here. Cavernous, I say. I'm having fun with Bryan Halperin from Powerhouse Theatre up in Laconia. We're talking about Lovesick. We're talking about John Cariani. Talking about Almost Maine. We're just blowing right through it. Bryan, again, before I forget, please give out your website where people can go and look things up.
PowerhouseNH.org.
Nice. So finish your story here about you had done Almost Maine years ago.
Yeah, so before it became popular, after it had kind of flopped off Broadway, we put it in one of our summer seasons and had a really great time with it, and somehow got in touch with him then, and I guess he just remembered me over the years, and because he appreciated that I was one of the directors who took it on and did something with it before it became popular. I think he was giving me more credit than earned, but we had been on sort of, email occasional friends over the years, just, touching base on various things. And then when he was in Something Rotten on Broadway, which was probably like 2016 or so maybe, I just got in touch with him and I said, my wife and I are coming to see the show. I'm really looking forward to it. He's like, oh, you got to come backstage after so we can finally meet in person. And he was so nice and gracious, and he had other people backstage with him that night too, and he gave us all a tour backstage, and he introduced me as like one of the people who believed in Almost Maine before it was popular. Like he's so that's where I got that he was like giving me more credit than I deserved, but I guess it meant something to him that
apparently
that we were interested in it before it was popular.
Funny how a guy like that, right? A little thing where it's somebody he doesn't even. That's crazy.
Yeah, and so we became friendlier after that, and have just kept in touch on things, and then I did Lovesick, and. We'd just mostly been email friends, but had some nice phone conversations. We went to see him in the band's visit and stuff, and we just were in touch, and it just seemed like a good fit to sort of put this weekend together with his stuff. And obviously, it was really exciting to have a chance to help shepherd in a new work by a popular playwright. So we're really excited he's coming, and we're collaborating with Plymouth State on the reading with their theater department.
What?
So our company has become like a partially Plymouth State theater alumni group. Like we have tons and tons of Plymouth State theater alumni who stay in the area who, a few of them got involved in our group, and then some of their friends came to see them when they graduated and say, "Oh, I want to be in this group too."
Oh, that's cool. That's what we were talking about earlier. Yeah,
and it just keeps growing. Cool. So, being that all these parts were written for high school, they're all really college age parts.
Yeah.
So I was like, it would make more sense to partner with our friends at Plymouth to let the college age drama students play these college age parts. So our good buddy Fran Page, who's one of our talented performers and does a lot of stuff with us, he's one of the professors there. So I reached out to Fran and said, "Do you think your students would like to work on this?" And we'll give them a chance to come on the Colonial stage and do something and meet John. And so it's a collaborative event between us and PSU and John.
Sweet. So, did they both happen on the same night, or are they two separate?
So the reading is Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
So Lovesick will run Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
The Dark of the Night reading will be Saturday afternoon. And tickets for the Dark of the Night are only $10, and if you buy a Dark of the Night ticket, you get a coupon for a $2 discount if you want to come see Lovesick as well. And the other really cool thing John is doing for us, which is super nice of him, is he's going to lead a playwriting workshop Saturday morning for my playwriting class.
Dang, man!
So that was a nice little added bonus we could offer to our playwrights in our program to hear another opinion and get some instruction from somebody other than me and Chuck.
Dang. So have you had a chance to look at the script?
Yes.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
And what's your opinion?
I really like it. I mean, it's definitely in the same vein, like John has a distinctive style in the way he does dialogue.
Yep.
And so I could see a lot of familiarities between Almost Maine and Lovesick in the way he writes his characters. This one, I would say he's has a more serious tone to it. There is humor, but it's not as broadly funny as Lovesick and Almost Maine. I think he's trying to tackle some issues that are, maybe real to young kids, college age with uncertain futures and knowing where they're going in life.
Yeah.
So it's definitely I wouldn't say a darker tone. Like there's nothing like sinister about it, but it's more thoughtful and introspective than silly and a lot of his stuff in Almost Maine and Lovesick is kind of whimsical. He's just the other shoe dropping in Almost Maine. He kind of plays on phrases and words and sort of turns them into reality. This is, I think, a much more realistic play, just sort of looking at things people that age are facing.
It's funny.
But I like it. I think it's a good play.
Yeah.
It's just different from it's the same but different.
Yeah.
It has Cariani playwriting DNA in it, but the tone is more, I think, more real and less whimsical.
I don't think most of us realize that a playwright needs to. They can't just write them and then hope that someone does them. They need to hear it. They got to hear different voices doing it,
For
the
sure.
inflections, and that way they can massage it and make the tweaks they need to. So that's really cool that he's willing to listen to these different voices that will bring that thing to life and possibly even adapt it based on what he hears or sees. Or
For sure. I mean, he's done a couple of other workshops of this with various groups.
Yeah.
He went up to his Prescott Isle, where he's from in way northern Maine, and did a workshop of it with high school students up there who live in that area and have the sort of the same experiences of growing up in small town rural Maine.
Yeah.
He told me he did a workshop with senior actors at in Portland via Portland Stage, which is like his home regional theater that always debuts his work. And so now he'll get college kids from New Hampshire. But he seems to be a person who's very open to feedback, and I only just last week got the final draft of that he wants us to use, because he was still tweaking it from the last reading he did with it from several months ago, and he wanted to make changes to make it better. And I think so I've seen a couple of drafts of it now, and there aren't like major changes, but I think it has gotten better each one based on how he's adapting it, based on like you said, both experiencing himself, hearing it out loud, but also with the feedback he's open to accepting from. So our audience will have that same chance to give some feedback to shape that last draft.
I don't think I have the thick skin to be an author, as a playwright, because I just don't think I could take the criticism. You think the first time you put something down, our ego is like, oh, this is going to be great. And you write it, and then I don't know if I could hand it off to somebody and have them go, Ray, no, back to bed, baby.
I was definitely way more anxious the first time I wrote a play that we produced, for adults.
Yeah.
I've written a lot of plays for kids that didn't make me nervous, but the first time I wrote a play for adults that we did at the Playhouse years ago, I was more nervous opening night for that than any show I've ever directed, for sure.
I get it. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, if it sucks, it's all on you.
No kidding. The rest of the year, let's touch base, because I don't know how much time we have left, but let's get in. What else is going on, and when are you going to have more auditions for people who might want to go up there?
The next auditions will be, we have our Spring Play Festival, which you were in last
Dude,
year.
I love that. It was so great.
Yeah, so we've started the playwriting workshop.
Great.
Nobody's working on their final projects yet. We start those in a few weeks. So those will be auditioning probably in April or so by video. And those are great because, like John Cariani's works, they're all short plays, so every role is important.
Yeah.
Like, I find that the play festival stuff we do is a great opportunity for our performers who maybe don't get leads in our big main stage colonial plays to actually have a chance to get, a role with, not just be in an ensemble, but get a role with a lot of lines and create a character.
Yeah.
And because they're new works, you get to shape that character, for the first time. You're the first one to do it.
And there's no pressure. There's not like 700 people sitting there looking at it.
Yeah, it's a great way for new playwrights to get to see the experience their plays being done, but also a great opportunity for actors who maybe don't get leads all the time to try something and get a bigger speaking role where they can get get more experience, which will lead to, more different opportunities in the future.
Is it going to be at the same place it was last year?
Yeah, it's at Prescott Farm again.
Yeah,
We'll do
nice.
it outdoors, weather permitting, and spread around the campus. But then our next big auditions will be for Elf the Musical, which we are doing in August. A little, Christmas Carol takes up our December, and we really love Elf. It's a great family-friendly musical and really fits our group well. So we decided to go jump on the Christmas and the summer bandwagon and put it in the summer.
Dude, you believe we're over that? That's a crazy. Bryan, URL one more time, my friend.
PowerhouseNH.org. Just Duet tickets are $25, and it's this Saturday only.
Mother of God. That's right. Get out there and see it. Go to the Saturday reading. Go. It's at the Colonial Theater. You've been listening to NH Unscripted. Bryan Halperin was in the house today. I feel so lucky. Yes. I am your host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is the URL where you can find archives of this show and all the other great programs that take place here. All right. Got to go to bed so I can get ready for the next show. Adios.